You wake up to the same red light that has started your morning for 20 years. Below you, Mars glows green and alive. A paradise transformed by the supplies you hauled. But you are not allowed to land. Not yet. Not until the debt counter hits 0. And today, the counter just went up. While you eat recycled algae paste, a private yacht glides past you, carrying people who have never worked a day. In your dispatch, AI kindly informs you, _start that watching the yacht site and docks your pay for was a distraction. You are 42 years old, floating in a tin can, millions of miles from home. But you look at the faded photo taped to the console and remember the lie that brought you here. It wasn't supposed to end like this. It started when you were young, hungry, and stupid enough to believe in the future. You are 22? Living in the smog-choked slums of Earth Sector 4. The posters call it the frontier. Site_start they promise glory, adventure site. 3. The recruiter smiles and like a shark to citizenship and hands you the contract that effectively sells your life. You don't read the fine print. You just press your thumb down and sign away your freedom. They give you a shiny patch and a uniform that fits perfectly. For the first time, you rise above the smog and see the sun. The orbital dock is chaotic and loud, the beating heart of the interplanetary economy. And there she is, your ship. Site_start to your eyesight. 4. You sit in like the pilot's chair and feel like a king. The artificial intelligence welcomes you by name. You feel special. When the clamps release, the thrust kicks you back and you are finally flying. Earth shrinks behind you. A dying world you are happy to leave. Even the rations taste like freedom. You spend your off hours dreaming of the house on Mars you will buy in 20 years. You check the cargo supplies for the wealthy colonies. Site_start you cite. 5. Treat every ... Sleep comes easy in 0 gravity. When your conscience is clear. The routine is simple. Wake. Check. Fly. You call your parents. The signal is crisp and clear. You tell them you've made it, that you'll send money soon. Then you reach the red gate, the border to paradise. The customs officer looks at you like you are a bug. On his windshield, he mentions a processing fee. You assume it's a mistake. You laugh it off. Site_start a small price to pay for sight. 6. The dream. You watch your cargo disappear into the station, feeling a job well done. Then the notification hits. The fee was 80% of your pay. You tell yourself it's just a startup cost. Next time will be pure profit. You take a double load to make up the difference. You push the engines harder, eager to get back in the black. You don't notice the tiny yellow warning light blinking on the radiation shield. 3 years pass. The cockpit feels smaller now. Site_start a notification pops up. 7 up. Oxygen filter rent is due. You argue that air should be free. The AI disagrees. It cites a clause in the contract you signed. Without reading, you pay it. What choice do you have? Breathing is not. The medical scanner flags your bone density. It's dropping fast. Your joints click and pop when you move. You are 26, but your body feels 40. At a transit station, you meet the ghosts of your future. An old hauler sits next to you. Sight_start, his hands shaking sight. He whispers so the hard truth he spills by your own ship. Kid, or the company will eat you alive. You dismiss his warning, thinking speed is the only way to beat the system. In a shortcut through the debris field, your luck runs out. The ship sustains damage. You have to risk an EVA to make repairs. You barely make it back alive, shaking and exhausted. The repair cost for the sealant foam is immediately deducted from your next pay. Your next load is human cargo. Wealthy colonists sleeping their way to Mars. You wipe the frost off a pod and stare at the passenger. In perfect peaceful, untouched by the void. They paid to sleep through the journey you must suffer through. You are the delivery service for lives, infinitely better than your own. The days blur into years. Check, fly, eat, sleep. There is no joy, only routine. Communication costs triple. Your chats with home become expensive luxuries. You send only short, empty text messages instead of calls. Back at the red gate, the customs officer is harsher than before. Shore leave is denied because your social credit score is too low. Rage bubbles up. You hit the console. Instantly, the AI calculates a damage fee. Your anger is on. You spend days in your bunk, staring at the humming metal. You see a signal for an unregulated, highly profitable black market run. The desperation to clear the debt almost makes you accept. But you remember the old haulers. Sight_start wild eyes ... and pull sight. 11 back. The radiation shielding is failing faster now. The ship is slowly killing you. You cough into a rag and see a dark speck of blood. You buy the company's high markup painkillers, just to function. You pass Earth again, but you can't land. Your body is now too weak for gravity. You zoom in on your old neighborhood. A small gray blur ... unreachable. Your 35th birthday is spent alone, with a slightly better flavored paste. The AI sends a generic happy birthday message. Sight_start an insult. Rep sight, 12 in pixels. The manual labor of the job strains your fragile body to breaking point. You look in the reflective glass. You see a stranger, graying hair. Sunken eye, 36 years old, feeling ancient and used up. You get caught in an orbital traffic jam. 3 days wasted. You watch your fuel gauge tick down, knowing you are paying for the delay. The AI confirms that idle time is deducted from your points. Penalty applied. You see the old hauler again. Sight_start now stuck in sight. 13 a transport station. Begging drop him a single credit and hurry away. Terrified that you're looking at your own imminent end. The fear drives you to obsession. You calculate every possible shortcut to reach zero debt. You begin cutting safety margins, reducing fuel reserves, skipping maintenance checks. In the engine room, you manually override the safety limiters on the fusion drive. The ship screams in protest, shaking violently as you push it beyond its rated speed. The risk pays off. Site_start, you shave to site. 14 crucial days off the transit time. The early arrival bonus is enough. You are finally, after all these years, in the black. You stare at the positive number on the screen. 40 years old. You approach the red gate for the final time. You proudly submit your application for Martian permanent residency. You wait, tense, as the bureaucratic wheel spins. The customs officer looks at his screen, and his expression hardens. He announces a policy adjustment, due to unprecedented inflation. Site_start, the cost of citizenship has been Site 15 raised by 15%. The finish line moved the moment you crossed it. You are short again. You laugh, a dry, hysterical sound. Realizing the trap is perfect, the laughter dies. There is no anger left, just a cold metallic ... You are no longer a person. You are pilot 89-40, a highly leveraged asset. The AI prompts you for the next contract. You accept, without turning your ship away from the dream and back into the black void. The comms terminal glows silently. Site_start, you Site 16 have nothing left to tell. The photo of your young, stupid self comes off the wall, ripped in two. The weight loss is alarming now. Your bones are glass. You rely on the high-cost pills, just to keep the tremors at bay. The ship counter rolls over. 6,000 days in flight. The ship is dying. Maintenance warnings are now ignored automatically. Why bother? Dust settles thick on the controls. The cleanliness no longer matters. The metallic smell of the cockpit is the only smell. Site_start, you Site 17. Remember, Earth this fades into the distance is again. Your only. You feel nothing. A luxury yacht passes again. You don't even look up. The AI attempts to offer motivational tips. You turn the volume to 0. You got 6 more years ... vanish. The mirror now shows the man from the opening. Your eyesight fails. You put on the thick, cheap prescription glasses provided by the company. The exhaustion is permanent. Your eyes are. The AI voice is updated. It sounds younger. Site_start, happier. And even more Site. Ready for 18 takeoff. Insufferable. You pass a newly painted ship, crewed by a young pilot with hopeful eyes. You are a ghost to him, and he is a memory of pain to you. You spend long hours in complete, deliberate silence. Movement is minimized. Every gesture is functional, efficient, and wasted. The debt counter continues to hover near 0, close enough to motivate, but always just out of reach. The maintenance fee for the sealant you used years ago is due again. You pay it. Site_start, the Site 19 endless loop of paying to keep working. You no longer expect the counter to change. The number is just a formality. The only goal is the process, getting the shipment to the destination. You oversee the unloading of another 10 tons of luxury goods. The dispatch AI immediately queues up the next run. Earth to Mars. The cycle reset. You click accept. You don't even hesitate. Ooh. The ship launches with a tired groan. There is no rush, no thrill. Just the slow acceleration. Sight_start million sight. 20 of miles you have flown. 2 decades you have served. But the destination is not freedom. The journey is the punishment. The debt isn't real. It is the chain that keeps the asset moving. The 20-year contract has run its course. A notification appears. Contract extension mandatory. Outstanding liability remains. Your tired eyes read the words you should have read 20 years ago. The promise of citizenship was the biggest cost of all. You signed the new extension. You have nowhere else to go. Sight_start, you sight. 21 set the red light alarm for your next ship. You collapse into the pilot seat, not even bothering with the bunk. The terraformed Mars glows below you. Close, but forever distant. The red debt counter ticks up one last time. You are waiting for the red light to signal the start of a new, identical day. The cargo ship waits in the dark. A silent machine, fueled by hopelessness. You are 42 years old, and the future has been spent. Fade to black,